Thanks for watching Nerd's Garage. I'm Suzanne, and today we are talking about the 1 to 5 player Oceania Expansion Wingspan, designed by Elizabeth Hargrave and published by Stonemaier Games. The core Wingspan game has birds from North America, and the expansion has 95 new birds from Australia and New Zealand. They are shuffled into the core game, or if you're feeling wild, you can shuffle in the European expansion too. Now, we started with just the Oceania expansion, and we found that these cards were more dynamic and strategic without feeling complicated. Now, in the bottom right of the cards, there are little icons that help you differentiate which expansions. Now, Wingspan is a card-driven engine building game where you play bird enthusiasts trying to collect the most optimal birds to your bird habitat. Now, the strategy and mindful approach to collecting these birds can really swing a game in your favor, but there are difficult choices because this is a declining turns game, which I love. In the pursuit of personal goals and shared player goals, the players will work to attract the best birds to their habitats, which will bolster chain reactions to accrue more points. And after 4 rounds, the bird enthusiast with the most points wins. We should say the wooden bird tokens and the nest upgrades are from Meeple Source, and they do not come with this expansion. All right, what's in this box? I'll tell you what's in this box. In this box, we have 5 new bonus cards. And they deal with a set collection of nests and wingspans in ascending and descending orders. They're like puzzles. It's very easy to focus on these and forget all the other goals. And you have to remember there's many paths to victory in Wingspan. There are 4 new end of round goals. They are my favorites. There's ones about cards that eat only a certain source, food source, or a combination of food source. But birds with beaks that go left or right, genius. All of a sudden, I'm looking more at the birds. It's even more educational. I'm reading where they're from, what they eat, and now how they like to stand. Also, the player that placed the most birds during that turn. Okay, if it's later on, it's a little easier, but it's first. Do you have enough resources? Do you have enough eggs? It could be a little stressful. All right, my fave. The goal is no goal. What have we always asked for? Another turn, and they did it. Having no end goal means you don't put a cube, or as we use the wooden bird tokens, on the end goal mat, which means you have an extra action in the upcoming turns. Perfect. We have a new food source, nectar, that has various abilities. Each player starts with a nectar, and you can get more nectar through the bird feeder's dice. These are not only just wild food, they have upgrade actions when used to collect on your player mat. At the end of the game, the player who scores the most nectar in their habitat scores points. But at the end of the round, if you haven't used your nectar, it goes away. We also have a snazzy new player board, which gives you opportunities to reset the bird feeder and reset the bird tray. And a place to collect your nectar. All right, these actions are in column 2 and column 4. Also, the grasslands habitat has fewer egg options, but we found the cards in the new expansion remedy that predicament. We have yellow eggs for this expansion and 95 new birds. And the new bird actions are the bomb. They are the bomb. They are end of game actions. And you can, at the end of the game, very last thing, lay more eggs on birds, cache more food, or add even another bird. Okay, brilliant. We still have the played during a turn. Also, when played and when activated. House favorites. Of course, the boy. He was in search of this card. One game was all he wanted was this card. The emu. And my favorite, Major Mitchell's cockatoo. There are a few flightless birds, and they are wild for bonus actions requiring wingspans. Wingspan is already a great game, and the expansion with the boosted mechanics and the powers have made it even more dynamic. The strategy can be maddening, but in a good way. There's many roads to victory. And I've always stressed that when in the beginning of the game, the first couple birds you put down are vital. And that's how it was in the core and the first expansion. In this one, I found that even when the bad luck of the draw, I wasn't getting any birds, I wasn't getting anything going, that in the third and fourth round, I finally got my engine to produce. Oceania brings a more balanced, and we found a more good-natured game. There's plenty of cards that level the playing field and assist other players. We do pair our games with a soundtrack, and with this one, we paired it with Birds of Australia's National Parks by Wild Eden Nature Sounds. And it was kind of better than therapy. We found Oceania to be clever and more balanced with boundless choices. And even if you don't win at Wingspan, you feel accomplished. And that is why it is always back on the table. Nerds Garage loves Wingspan and the new expansion, Oceania. We appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.